Enoch and Elijah, the prophets who never died. The biblical story is filled with miraculous events and fascinating characters, but few are as intriguing as Enoch and Elijah, the two men who, according to tradition, never experienced death. Their stories not only leave us in awe, but also make us reflect on the nature of faith and divine power. Let's explore these narratives in detail. Enoch was a descendant of Adam, specifically the seventh from him. His story is briefly told in Genesis 5:21-24. When Enoch had lived 65 years, he became the father of Methuselah. After he became the father of Methuselah, Enoch walked with God 300 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Enoch lived 365 years. Enoch walked with God. Then he was no more, because God took him away. The phrase "God took him away" has been the subject of much speculation and reverence over the centuries. Unlike other characters in Adam's genealogy, whose deaths are explicitly mentioned, Enoch is described as someone who walked with God and then was taken by him. This suggests an intimate and ongoing relationship with God, which is interpreted as the reason for his direct ascension to heaven. Jewish and Christian traditions expand on this story. The Book of Enoch, an apocryphal work, provides more details about his life, revealing heavenly visions and teachings on righteousness and judgment. Although not part of the biblical canon for most denominations, this book adds a layer of mystery and depth to the figure of Enoch. Elijah, one of the greatest prophets of Israel, is known for his miracles and his fervent fight against idolatry. His life and ministry are narrated in the books of 1 and 2 Kings. The story of his ascension is found in 2 Kings 2:1-11. When the Lord was about to take Elijah up to heaven in a whirlwind, Elijah and Elisha were on their way from Gilgal. As they were walking along and talking together, suddenly a chariot of fire and horses of fire appeared and separated the two of them, and Elijah went up to heaven in a whirlwind. Elijah is a central character in various miraculous stories, such as the multiplication of food for the widow of Zarephath and the resurrection of her son. His confrontation with the prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel is one of the most dramatic moments in the Old Testament, where God's power is spectacularly demonstrated. The expectation of Elijah's return before the coming of the Messiah is an important element in Jewish tradition, as prophesied in Malachi 4:5-6. This expectation is rooted in the belief that Elijah will be a precursor, preparing the way for the establishment of God's kingdom. Enoch and Elijah are unique figures in the Scriptures. Their stories highlight the possibility of a deep and direct connection with God, so powerful that it transcends even death. By comparing and contrasting their lives, we see that both were men of great faith, whose experiences with the divine left a lasting legacy in the Judeo-Christian tradition. These narratives invite us to reflect on our own spiritual journey. What does it mean to walk with God in our daily lives? How can we cultivate a faith so strong and intimate that it brings us closer to the divine? This story not only educates but inspires, inviting everyone to reflect on the depth of faith and closeness with the divine. By sharing this narrative, you offer a powerful vision of spirituality and the human relationship with God.